Okay, so um okay, so were you able to grasp the whole concept that was being shared? The human center, what it is, the concept of it, and then the principles around it, and then the emotional design concept by Don Norman, and there are three levels of emotional, just general emotional design system concepts.
Yeah, the thing is, I understand should I say, the concept in general. But I feel as time goes on, when I begin to do something practical, then I
Yeah,
begin to understand in depth of everything. So basically, I just understand that first of all, to provide a solution or just to create a solution or create any app or design a product rather, that you don't have to do that based on your own, should I say, judgment.
assumptions,
You have
assumptions.
to do it based on what the people actually need. And you can only get that through research. So you have to make research,
Yeah,
like put users first and the comfortability of the users.
yeah, yeah, that's true. So that's it's just as the term says, human centered. That means the human being is in the center of your design thinking or your design development process. So you are doing everything in response to your knowledge about them and their their conditions, their context, their limits, their habits, their mental models. The mental model means that the way they've done things, the way their mind has learned to do things. You get the way they assume their assumptions in their life, everything. Just look at where they are and you build around or in line with where they are. You don't get to be designing things and expect them to go and learn new ways just to use your product. Your product will likely feel that way. So that's the whole idea of human-centered design, just designing around the humans, not just needs now, but the human context or the context of the human experience. It could include their needs, it could include their assumptions, it could include their fantasies, it could include their habits, their traditions, the way they have learned to do things, how they know things, how they recognize things, the way they pass information. All those things you just need to know and just you cannot change it, but just find your way around it. So when they see your stuff, it will look like what they know and they'll react to it accordingly. So that's the whole idea of human-centered design. Um, and then the concept of the four fundamental principles of human-centered design. Did you also look at that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Okay. So what did you come up with that?
You're talking about the principles of
Yes,
human-centered design,
human-centered
right?
design. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I feel like for the principles, these are just things that help us to know our work frame, like our framework rather, what we are to do regarding a product. First of all, it says product definition. So like a problem definition rather. So and we can only get that through their experience regarding a product, what has been their problem using a particular product, what are those challenges they've been facing, how in what way have they been facing difficulties. So we plan those problems, or like should I say identify them. Then we kind of create a solution that's centered towards them, like help, like you said, that's something they are used to doing, but we can just help them get it in a simplified way, in an easier way. So they do the same things they do in an easier way. So it's just not like they're just trying to do new things, but they do their old ways in a simplified, or should I say, in a more comfortable way. Then it says system thinking. I can't really remember what that one was about. Then the iteration was like trying to run, should I say, a prototype, or is that the right word? Something like sampling it. We try it, test it. So when we test it, if it's successful, and we obviously for every successful product designed, there will most likely be some other improvements that can actually go on. So when there's an improvement to be made, we go through that same process again. So that's what the iteration is. Like we go back to the beginning to start the process again.
Yeah, you're right. You're very, very right. So I left on the, if you guys to check your chat session on the call, you will see where I dropped a brief summary of the human-centered design principles. In fact, I even put 5 principles in my own actually, because this was my personal, it was a note I made back sometime last year when I was preparing for something. So it turns out it has some explanations that you'll be able to use. So I just clip from there for you guys. Have you seen it on the note, on the call note, your chat? Have you seen it? Let me probably paste it on WhatsApp.
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah. Let me paste it on WhatsApp for you guys. So because this call is done, you might miss it. So it's good to just have this in the back of your mind. I'll send you guys. So after this class, basically the most important thing, I'm going to send you guys a lot of links to the concept of human-centered design from some reputable sources. So you just feed your mind with those principles. But I would have loved to drop a project for us to start working on. Do you guys have, how many people have have laptops and have Figma installed on their laptop?
I use a web base.
Oh, but as for me, my laptop is currently down, so I just got to like I went to repair it today, like the guy is on it.
Okay.
So probably by next week I'll be fully ready.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that means tomorrow Friday, right? In the physical meeting. Are you guys going for that physical meeting? Anyway, for those who can attend, fine. If you cannot attend, probably you try to connect on the virtual system just like this. So I'll be personally connecting virtually. I don't know how they're prepared for it. But then I would say this again, just following the facility system on this may not be very helpful for all of you guys. So again, try to go out after this yourselves. I wish what's her name, Folake was here. I spent some time with her yesterday, going through a particular project she was working on, and I was very impressed. I was even asking if I can bring it to the group so the group can look into it. She was willing to do that. But I think that project she took was quite complex, very, very complex. It's admirable, really, and she did a good job of it. Tried to do some research, gathered information. She's built some things. She even shared the Figma file with me today, but I've not looked at it yet. I'll look at it after this meeting. So I'm saying this so I encourage you guys to start going after things because some of you are already doing it. So I know Austin has been on to storm something, but Austin, you need to start to document your stuff. I looked at that thing you talked about. I'll give you a feedback on it today. But I want to see if we can just put a project in front of us. Naturally, I set the project for you guys on my plan for the end of this towards the end of this lesson. So you do a particular project that will require you creating, let's say, an app that will enable people who don't want to, like, let's say the problem is, let me state the problem. Let me not state the solution. Let me just say from a problem. So you have some nursing mothers who are working at home, they're taking care of their kids. Some of the things that they need includes buying stuff easily, market little stuff that they need, while at the same time they cannot just carry the kids, the little baby, and just get out on the street to do that. They may not have somebody to help around that time. They will just be wishing that they can just, have the items they need brought to them in the house. You get. Now they cannot do that on Jumia because Jumia is far out. They don't trust Jumia. They prefer to work with people who work with, to buy from stores that they know about. But those stores that they know about are not close by for them. They cannot just pay, get things, and just come get delivered. So how do you solve that problem for them? You get. So that's the project that I want us to look at. And then with that project in view, we start bringing in all the principles we are looking at: human-centered design, design thinking, all your current curriculum, what you have in your curriculum will now travel, to the lesson or to the problem with that. You get. So that way you'll be able to see these things in use. So, but you guys will also have to have your Figma ready, your Figma accounts ready. But again, I don't know. There are some things we are going to need, tools, because we are supposed to work together on the same file, but that require a team plan. I don't know how that can be done really. I'll see what I can do about that. So you can learn this. So I don't want to be doing it. I want you guys to be doing it yourselves. But for the meantime, this is the problem. Based on what we said last week, we said some last week, and your lesson before now was user personas. Now, based on user personas, you should be able to go and go back to your user persona lessons. I don't think the one on I'll send you resources for that. So you follow those resources, and in this case, the case study you are looking at now is this problem we are trying to solve. You look at that you try to develop a user persona sets, for all reports. For, let's say, you categorize the users into 3 groups and define their profile, who they are, where they are, what their experiences are, what their limits are, what their difficulty is, what they want to be done. You get. So when you're in the process of working on those personas, I will need you guys to be sharing your blockers and your difficulties, or what you have on the group. They will look at those things, and then we'll start discussing what you should be looking at for when you are creating a user persona that will inform you on this human-centered approach. So the user persona will give you a profile of the user, the person, the human being you are solving a problem for. You will know them, who they are. You know where they are at. You will know their problem. You know how they perceive that problem. You know what they wish for, how they consider a solution to be like. You get. You have all those things accounted for. So these are the things you need to know first of all. So we'll not be jumping so fast. Again, we have a problem in front of us now. I'm going to write that problem down on WhatsApp. So you guys will now take that problem and go try to develop a user persona profile for that. That covers for user persona and user-centered design. You get. So in the process of us doing that, you'll be good at defining that problem, because once you've defined a problem very well, you're already 50% down solving it. So once that happens, it will lead us into getting to the next areas of your projects, which is design thinking. And in that area, we'll now be looking at the issues of empathize. Empathize is also part of what you're doing in your user persona, user-centered design approach is inside empathize. So going through that, all your design thinking steps, I will process and iterate over and over until we get. And there are some other topics that they didn't include in your curriculum, like so many things. Hopefully, we'll touch on those things in your process of solving this problem. So at least before the end of this, you have something of your Figma that you had hands-on experience doing. It will teach you how to use Figma tools. It will teach you how to create different models for your designs, maybe your screens, your wireframes, your prototypes, your user flows, your user stories. For example, you have to define how the user sees these things, or what tasks or what requirements are supposed to be done for your user, or what are the things you're supposed to look for. What the user should expect to be able to perform in the solutions you are designing for them. how they're going to interact, what are the things they expect to get out of it, how is supposed to behave. You get. So those are requirements, and those are what we call user stories, and these things are not available to you guys now, but you need to know them. So the best way I think you can learn is for us to do this by solving a problem. The problem will not expose you guys to all the different challenges and get you the answers in a cohesive manner. Not just you just reading things and reading theories and reading things and we just talk and talk and talk. You just hear those things again. Those things you can always hear them on YouTube, on 10,000 videos on YouTube. But the main thing is for you to have your hands on, see them in the concept of solving the problem. So who else studied their stuff, and if you had any questions or any challenges that we can answer? Really, basically our meetings in these classes is just to be able to resolve some questions you have in your studies, challenges you have in trying to implement the problem. You get, that's really the main thing here. If you're just teaching people stuff like that, you will not really be learning anything, because those things you can really get them from many videos online. So that's why I encourage you guys, please get a problem and start solving it. I'm currently working with Folake, like I said before, on a problem she's solving. And I'm currently working with Austin on a problem he's trying to solve too. Everybody should pick on something. And if you don't have, the one I'm going to drop in the group today should be one you can try solving, because it's a practical, actual real life problem that's being faced. You get. So, any questions? Any questions? No questions. Okay. Let's not push this so far down the line. I would send you guys all the links you need. First of all, let me drop a link for you guys here. Yeah, I've seen what I've seen. Let me drop a link for you guys to solve something. Okay, please, you should try and fill up this. Okay. This link I'm sharing now. Please fill out form. It's an attendance form that it's an attendance form that will indicate to the organizers that you attended a program. I think they are planning something for those of you who attended constantly, some kind of stuff. So just just fill that form to inform about your performance. It will help the organizers be able to iterate the program towards what could be how to be more useful for everyone. And I think there may be some benefits to those who attended, so you'll be able to get through that, to get that access, that benefit also. So I hope you got the link. Have you guys seen the link? Guys? Okay. Well, listen to be the only one just answering. Guys, I think let's not drag this for so long. I think there's a lot we can just do outside. So I'll just send you guys the link to just note the issues we have talked about, the centrality of the human, of design being a matter of solving. Last week we touched on problem solving. But the problem you are solving is not for, you're not solving a problem for, which is in this. Honestly, I don't know what week, but I think you have to enter the week in that place. So it is, how many weeks have you been on this class, on this whole program now, for example? This for me is the second week. So, but I don't know that the program started before now. And if you guys started reading before now. But this is second class, so probably you just feel second week. Just feel the second week. Okay, so I will say that the last week we looked at problem solving. That product design is about problem solving. Problem solving for users and for business. So you think problem that you solve that is profit oriented or business oriented. If not, while you be good at solving the problem for people, you will not be employed by anybody and people will not pay you, and even you cannot even pay yourself. So you should think about solving problems that are valuable. People that are valuable enough for people to be willing to pay for. So now you are solving problems not for aliens or for animals or for rocks or for things that cannot be. You're solving problems for people, human beings. That's why it has to be zeroed around human-centered design, because you could literally design for anything, even non-human. You get, so that's why we're looking at human-centered design. So this last week and today is just focused on establishing the context of design, which means to solve problems for human beings. Once you know you are solving problems that are valuable to human beings, that means that you need to understand the human beings you are solving for, so you know exactly where their problem is and how their problem looks like, or how they perceive their problem, and how they will perceive the solution, and how they will consider the solution is good enough for them. So that's where you come into user-centered design, where you have to learn and know where the user is, the full context, the details of the user's context. That will inform the way you are going to define your solution to their problem. A properly defined problem yields a properly defined solution. You will struggle with solving a problem if you don't understand the problem itself very well. You will be doing a lot of guesswork, a lot of assumptions, or even you may even be building on a fault or a miscalculation. You get, you'll be building on a misdiagnosed problem. So if you diagnose wrongly, you're going to prescribe wrongly. So the quality of your solution depends on the quality of your problem definition or your problem understanding. So that's why you need to really pay attention to this part of this lesson. It is the most important area of your career as a designer, as a problem solver. Understanding your problem. If you understand your problem very well, you automatically have understood your solution. Problems and solutions are like coins, two sides. If you just flip a problem, you get a solution underneath. But you have to flip the right problem to get the right solution. You have to flip the right problem to get the right solution. If you flip the wrong problem, you get the wrong solution. If you don't flip a problem at all, you don't get any solution. So you have to know how to identify problems. Identify how it affects the particular human being you're solving for. You have to be able to define the human beings you're solving for, where they are, what their problem is, how their problem looks like. Then you will naturally be able to evolve a solution. So that's it. And hopefully we're going to be having a problem on the group that we are all going to brainstorm together down to the week. Finding ways to solve that problem, analyzing that problem, and all. So, any questions so far? No questions. So I'm assuming you guys understood everything I said very well. Why is Austin so quiet today?
Sorry, I was just coming back online. I had a light breakdown in my office, so I've been trying to resolve that issue.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, I think I'll have to go through the recording after.
Yeah. Yes. It's not anything much. It's a recap of last week plus an emphasis on the center of the problem.
Okay.
Being around human
So,
beings.
but I hope the physical this thing will be holding to us. And I really, without that, I don't think that what I'm doing here should be. I need that physical class and practical. It will help me a lot.
Okay, so this is the issue with the physical class. The physical class is meant to be a session where you guys work together to solve a problem. But I am
Yeah,
not
that's the most important.
Yes, but I'm not so sure. I am telling you that I'm not so sure that the arrangement was suited to allow that to happen. So, because first of all, I'm not even in Lagos, so I cannot even attend the physical class. I have to be talking to you guys virtually. But I already set up. Okay, when I was arranging for a practical where we are going to be having beginning from today. So I'll be dropping a problem on the group. A problem that has to do with mothers. It has to do with it's an e-commerce problem per se. So I'll be describing the problem on the group, and then
okay, what about this Figma?
Yes.
Like anybody that I didn't have any idea of how Figma works,
So
how to make use of it.
I'll walk with you guys through it. So I'll walk with you guys through it. You guys. So do you have Figma? Do you have a laptop?
Yeah, my laptop is fine, and I'm using web-based Figma. Though I've opened an account, but haven't done anything there. Just waiting for a coach.
It's okay. It's okay. So the issue is that everybody should have their laptop and should have a Figma file. Let's see what we can do. I would rather have wanted to have a session like this where we just share our screens and be working together, which is really the reality of how this work these days in the industry. It's mostly remote. You get it was back in the days that you used to do design in the office and in the boardrooms. These days, everything has gone online. So all those boardroom room tools are now on the internet. You have it on FigJam, you have it on Canva, you have it everywhere. So people can easily do those same things remotely. You get so I would have loved to do that, but there seems to be a law in the 3MCT system that it must be a physical class. So when you guys get it tomorrow, we'll see how it works. If it doesn't work out well tomorrow, I would probably push back on that. So next time we'll have a better arrangement that will help you guys learn more efficiently. But for now, we are going to start working on a problem. I'm going to start the problems and then
yeah. The time is it 2 or still that 10 to?
Is that 9 to 10:30?
Okay, because I have a meeting by 11 or 11:30 latest.
Oh yeah, it's 10:30. It's 10:30 latest.
No. Okay, sure. I'll be there.
All right. That's cool. So I'll be dropping a number of links for you guys regarding user-centered design. And then I'll now describe that problem. And then we'll start looking at how I'll now list tasks that you carry out step by step to solving that problem. The beginning of it being creating a user persona. User persona was your first topic in this curriculum, your curriculum, if I recall very well. So that was supposed to be your first topic, introduction to product design. I cannot even find it here. Never even just okay. Whichever way it is. Anyway, that's the first thing you look at. So we'll be able to look at that together. So I'll break down tasks that will be leading us from the beginning of the problem to the end of the problem, probably down by the time we are finishing this whole session, this whole program. You guys will be able to have design an app that effect to some extent. You have done some good hands-on experience with it, then you can easily pick up yourself from there and continue with the help of a mentor around you. So, any other questions? Any other questions, guys? If you don't have a question, so let's just close this then. So we just use our time very well and work on and start working on the projects we are supposed to do. So, all right. Welcome, guys, and thank you very much for joining up. I'll be uploading this video very soon. For those who didn't get it, I'll be able to see, and then those who came in late can also go back to listen to what we had. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I wish to see you tomorrow so we can brainstorm on many things.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.